All right, Christian, we're back.
Yes, sir.
We've got Steve, not Dave Towers, as well.
That's correct, yes.
Right? Thanks for kind of giving us a few minutes here at the booth. The book, the line was around the queue. We'll talk about around the corner. We'll talk about that in a second. You and I did an interview with Arena, right?
Sure.
From Veolia.
Yeah, that's correct.
2 years ago.
Yes, 2018.
And it was about a 38-minute interview, about a half hour in, about 30 minutes in. I said to you, this has been quite a journey, and you acknowledged that. And you said, but we're not even done.
Yes, that was the stage at that moment.
You told me, come back in a year to this event. We're at OpEx Week Orlando as we speak.
That's correct.
You said, come back here, we're going to win the award.
That's correct.
And we'll raise champagne together.
Yes, sir.
So that's last year.
Yes.
So we already know. You won.
It happened.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
And congratulations to Christian.
Oh,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a terrific story.
And to the team back in Bucharest.
And Arena and the team back in Bucharest. Exactly. All right. So that's where we were. That's where we have been. And then make your way a year forward to this year. And we've got it in the book.
Yes.
Dare with an exclamation point.
Yes, important.
Important. Now, who wrote the book?
So,
Okay, yeah. It's a collaboration of authors, if you want to put it like that. Key to that has been the leadership team who were behind the transformation program itself. So rather than it being somebody sat down and said, right, we're going to write a book about your story, they wrote the story in collaboration with ourselves who managed the program.
So let me start with Philip Guitard, which is our senior executive vice president for Central Europe and Eastern Europe, and also member of the executive committee.
Great.
Then with Madalin Mihailovic, which is the CEO of Veolia Romania, and both of them were the sponsors, and they co-authored the book. Then let me move to Irina, which she's the CFO of Veolia Romania, and also she's the co-lead of the project. And then the two of us.
Yeah. And we collaborate on various programs, especially around transformation. So it was a natural for us, having seen the guys win the award, is to actually acknowledge that, and the pressure to actually get it out into the market was really about making it current, because there's lots of books out there and they talk about transformation, but against the backdrop of this organisational change, that was the sort of task in hand, was to get it out there so that people can share some of the success.
So it's one thing to write the book. Obviously this was a Sisyphean feat. You have many authors, obviously many busy people all dedicating their time. That's only kind of one thing. The next thing is having that book resonate. And as I mentioned earlier, the queue was around the corner. Why do you think the book grabbed so much attention here specifically?
Well, I think if you think about the whole PEX process and the awards process, we have a lot of people coming through that, and Christy and I have been judges for way too long, for decades now. And we see lots of innovation, lots of change and things like that. But when you're actually on the ground, how are the people who have actually won the award, how did they do that? What is the story? And there's only so many hours in the day, so capturing that in a book form allows other people to understand what were the ingredients of that success, how did they do it, and especially against the backdrop of where the organisation came from. It's a terrific story to share. So, of course, everybody who was here yesterday, and as you said, the line all the way around the building, that was great to see, because everybody's hungry for the what was it? How did it work? What did you do that's different from what we're doing? And then they can go away, and in turn they can take that sort of next practice and implement it in their own organisations.
I would say there are two main reasons. The very first one is, even at the beginning of the project, we carefully planned the international image of the project. So we targeted in 2017 Europe, the European level, and in 2018 the worldwide chain. So in doing so, We did several targeted presentations: Amsterdam, London, Toronto, Calgary, Houston, Orlando. So the project was well known within the community. And the second reason, always the audience realized it's about a down-to-earth business transformation project done with the people, for the people. I would say these two reasons were the North Star for having the queue yesterday here, and you saw what happened actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a quick read, but it is long form. And so this gives us hope, right? Every time you go to a conference, distill it, just tell me quickly, what are the key lessons? Okay, fine. But to read the actual true, thought and thought processes from the top all the way through to the front lines, there's value in that long form. Having said that, please distill for us the key takeaways from the book, would you?
Okay, on the simple front, it's all about the people. So we're at a process conference, right? We're at a customer experience conference, and those things are great, but without the motivation behind it, without the willpower of the people, and whilst it's the leadership team who've crafted the book from their perspective, it's the people on the ground who delivered the change. And going through that sort of organisational dynamic is it's key to success. Moving from the place, an Eastern European entity, from the state side of doing business, how do you transform that? Well, the guys on the ground did it. So
there we go. All right. What would you add as far as keys?
So I would say some of the key takeaways are, the first one I think is Steve already mentioned the people side of it. It's really all about people, all levels in the company. Second, the books describes pretty well a trusted to deliver methodology in terms of putting a company back on track. Let me mention just a few phases here.
Sure.
The very first one, which actually is the core of this first book, is immediately is coming, is the so-called the re-engineering side of it, the transformation side of it, and the methodology describes how to integrate all the organizational elements, the process architecture, the KPIs architecture, the organizational structure, all of them. So it's one thing to put them together, and it's the different thing to design them together. This is one. Second, the chapter 5 of the book describes what's happening as we speak back in Bucharest. We are on the continuous improvement journey part. And in that chapter, the book proposed a little bit a fresh perspective how to approach the implementation of the continuous type programs. Namely, it's one thing to go with development type programs within, within a framework where nothing is organized in terms of processes, and it's a totally different thing to come up and to land this continuous improvement journey on the top of a result of a business transformation. That's quite different. And the third part I would say is this is the best way to prepare a company for a correct digitalization. And this is coming right now.
There we go. All right. And so there you have it. 3 key takeaways if you need them, which you do, right? But it is long form, so take that, please. It's been a great job, right? It's been a great journey. We've now got the book to prove it.
Yes.
And if I heard you correctly, this is only the first book.
Very rightly so. So the continuous improvement part, which is happening right now, we are taking care about it with the leadership team. The infrastructure is already in place. The continuous improvement division was created in order to... We are targeting the same level of success like with the transformation one, and as a consequence, the same authors, Philip, Madeleine, Irina, Steve, and myself, are looking for the second book of this series, the continuous improvement part.
There we go. And
yes,
so
sir.
We will wait with bated breath for that.
Remember
right?
the champagne from 2018? It will happen again.
There we go. History will repeat itself.
Definitely, yes.
So Christian, Steve, thank you so much for your time here at OpEx Week in Orlando, and it sounds like we'll see you again real soon.